This is a short video to profile the Sram XX1. This is around 2019. It is the Dub, and this is a 170 millimeter crank length, 34 tooth. And just as a point of clarity, because I had to kind of delve into this to figure this out, these Boost crank sets are primarily reflecting the offset of the chainring. So many of you may know that, but this has got the 3 millimeter offset, so it's considered the Boost spacing. And I'm assuming that offset is referring to moving it 3 millimeters towards the outer crank arm, away from the bottom bracket, versus the non-Boost, which will move in about 6 millimeters. It does come also with pedal washers, which is nice, because I've had to track these down, because I said... Alright, so the side with the chainring comes in at, if I can see that, 224.3, 206.4. So I made the decision to go with the 170 just because of my inseam, and because yeah, so I'm about 31 inseam, and I don't know that it's going to make a big difference just going from a 175 to a 170, but when I do my calculations, I actually think I need maybe even a 165, which of course you can't really find very easily in certain crank sets. So back to the weight here, so just kind of do a quick add up here. 10, 3, 4, 30.7 comes in a little bit more than spec, but I'm thinking it's because it is a 32 tooth chainring that you'll see listed on the spec sheets, whereas this has a 34, so it's obviously going to be a little bit heavier. This also has the protective end cap. Actually, I just realized I've got one on one side and one off the other, so let me weigh this with both end caps on. Okay, I took the end caps off to do the weight. As a comparison here, 218.3. So adjust that slightly. And end cap, this one didn't have it on originally, 206.3. 206.3. 614 to 424.6 grams. That is pretty close to what was spec'd. So anyway, looking forward to putting this on, and I'll talk more about it once I get a chance to ride. This will be the first time using carbon crank. How to remove the Sram Dub crank set. I am changing out this Descendant Truvative from Sram with an XX1 carbon crankset, and wanted to get that on, and thought it would be an easy job until I went to remove the crank bolt, and grabbing one crank arm on one side and giving this brake lever all I could give, I could not get it to budge. So one forum gave a couple of suggestions about putting the frame down on the floor. I thought I'd do a video of what I found to work. So I took off the front and rear wheel, and I had the chain removed anyway because I'm going to be putting a new chain on. Disconnected the derailleur, of course, and then I put the frame down on the ground, and I basically wedged this side crank up against the floor and put all my weight on the top seat here, on the top of the seat, and leaning over, and I was able to put all my weight on and finally get that thing to budge. I just would say that that was the most stuck bolt I have ever attempted to remove. So anyway, I have read that that's the problem out there, so I'm not sure. When I go to put this on, I'm going to, of course, grease it up, and I think there, it says on there 54 Newton meters, which is quite a bit of torque. Don't bother trying to just hold on to the crank, or even do this with, I think, the wheels on. I think you're going to be better off putting it onto the floor, unless you've got some other leverage tools that you can put on without scratching up your cranks. Anyway, success. Installed, ready to go. Final check on the drivetrain. I installed the XX1 cranks a few days back, and gotten them out for one race already. And just a quick view with the KMC chain, X12 gold, and 170 millimeter cranks. Made some slight adjustments in saddle height, and we were rolling. Things feel pretty dialed in. I've had no problems with shifting. Went through a full setup again for the derailleur and installed a new cable. So we're dialed in. So out today, kind of a recovery ride. Looking at the lovely balsam root